Friends and enemies, distinguished guests, people in possession of souls. I have been live for about what's probably about 30 minutes now, but we are experiencing some technical problems. The intro of this stream is completely in a separate VOD. I'm probably not going to include it in the one that I archive on YouTube. So very quickly in summary, both myself and my partner DollyWhiskers had COVID. We're very much on the way out of being testing positive, but I am struggling with aspects of the post-viral fatigue, and if I don't bring my usual energy to this stream, I apologize. Alan Wake and its other games are massively important to me. I just sort of need to note this. I don't want you to feel like I'm not enjoying myself, because I feel like the energy I've brought to previous playthroughs of this game has been like peak me, and I don't want you to think I'm not enjoying myself, because I'm just so tired. My partner DollyWhiskers, chronically ill, is okay as they possibly can be. They are improving day by day. We are very much in take care of ourselves mode, but we won't get bogged down with the rest of the other stuff. So very quickly, this is the Alan Wake 2 DLC, The Lake House. Other than it being the lake house, I don't know much about it. I've obviously been very careful to avoid spoilers, and you're experiencing for this for the first time for me. Before I do my summary, like I usually do, going to be a bit of a summary, but it's not going to be too big of a summary because I don't know what else I can say, because Alan Wake's lore is confusing, and I don't think I can give you a breakdown in 100 words or less. If you have achieved anything big or small since the last time we spoke, I would love to hear about it. My community celebrates big and small achievements. For some people, getting out of bed is a big achievement, and we recognize you here. Please know that my community is as accessible as possible. What we do, what this interaction is about, there are people in the world that don't have somebody to say that they are proud of them, and I am proud of you just for existing. Especially with what I'm suffering with health-wise now, I am so proud of you for existing and just being alive. So don't lose hope and know that you are welcome here. And if you have achieved anything, let us know so we can say how proud we are of you. My achievement is that I took the afternoon off work, suffering as I am, went to sleep and basically took a 7-hour nap. I'll call that a success. I'm proud of Chim for resting. Yeah, I'm proud of myself for resting, because honestly, people keep accusing me of not doing it. And haha, I did it. Up yours, I finally completely moved in. Gabby, that is an achievement. Congratulations on being entirely moved in. I hope I don't have to move house for a very long time, because I remember how stressful that was, and we are quite comfortable in this apartment where we are now. It would be great if it was on the bottom floor for DollyWhiskers' benefit, but otherwise it's the perfect place. Yeah, that's it. In summary, Alan Wake 2, fucking complicated. I'm just going to start swearing. I don't monetize my YouTube anyway. Fucking complicated. Basically, the Lake House DLC, throughout the playthrough of Alan Wake 2 and component parts of the Control Alan Wake themed DLC, there was mention of a Federal Bureau of Control place near Cauldron Lake. This is referred to as the Lake House, but we don't know what the Lake House is, and we've never seen it, because in Alan Wake 2, you see a chain link fence with a button on a gate, and that's as far in as you can go. Me and Dolly have been theorizing about this, and obviously, I want it to be, and this is entirely, I've not looked up any spoilers, I don't know nothing, I'm not asking anybody to confirm it in chat, but I want the Lake House to be a federal bureau of control established facility around the haunted island that was in Alan Wake 1, because it was a house on a lake, and the Lake House. If it's just a building next to Cauldron Lake, I feel like they've missed the chance, because the thing that was strange to me, or at least the site of the island where it sank at the end of Alan Wake 1, because the thing that I thought was strange in Alan Wake 2 was you never returned to the collapsed bridge where the island used to be. You were in the swampy area, and I think it was implied that it used to be nearby, and the landscape had changed over time because computer graphics had got better and they didn't try and reimagine what Alan Wake 1 had looked like. But I'm wondering if the lake house is built where that original island was. That is my one thing. Just for clarification, if you are not familiar with the Alan Wake franchise, Alan Wake 1 and 2, this is Alan Wake 2's DLC. There is a sideline game made by Remedy Entertainment. It is called Control, and specifically the Federal Bureau of Control. They investigate paranormal things, and that is a major crossover with Alan Wake 2 and Control. So basically, I can't promise that they're not going to be spoilers for Control as a completely separate game. I just can't promise that because I don't know what's going to happen. So if you have not played Control and are planning to play it in the future, feel free to tap out. No hard feelings. Jura simulated moving on stream. Should have seen her face the entire stream. I was there briefly for about an hour and then I went to bed. Jura, thank you. I'm so exhausted. I told my LOML that we're getting movers next time. Love of my life? Is that love of my life? Are we abbreviating love of my life now? Gabby, I feel like I'm calling you out. I don't mean it intentionally. That is the first time I've seen ever... that is the first time I've ever seen anybody write LOML. That's not a new thing? Absolutely. I have never seen somebody write that before. Hey, DollyWhiskers, you're my Lommel. Lies, I've done it before. No, you haven't. Might be a dog or a cat, and you called it out then. No, I didn't. I have never said... I've got post-viral fatigue. Lommel sounds weird. I've got post-viral fatigue. I'm correct in all things because I'm a little bit ill still. You can't tell me, you can't, no. I refuse to believe anything you're saying. Could be a trick. Yeah, so we're going to play Alan Wake 2's DLC. The bit that happened in that previous bit before all the technical shit happened is now lost to history. Don't make me put you in the bin. You assume that it's going to work. You assume that it's going to work. Crown. Hey, look, everybody, good news, it works. And Skylar can't span the hat wheel before the start of the stream, so I'm gonna, just because technical issues, we're gonna put Skylar Carr's hat on. We've had the soulmate love of my life conversation previous, and in said convo I did say I'd refer to my boyfriend only as Lommel. I'm trying to think of what I referred to. Oh, you know what? Can we take a brief minute to talk about all of the things that I call DollyWhiskers? Because I think I've had this I think this is out there. I think I've had this conversation, and I think I've... Oh, God. My favorite of all of the nicknames, and I don't know why it came up, but my favorite of all of the nicknames that I've got for DollyWhiskers right now is Big Ol' Beefers, but that's partially because the cat is Small Beefers, so we got Big Beefers and Small Beefers, and I don't know where it came from. I think it was one of those occasions that I looked at George and was like, oh, you small bit, like, you know, you just say nonsense words to your animals sometimes. I think it came from Fleefer. Oh, maybe it did come from Fleefer. What was that thing called with the green puppet? Why do you sound Scottish when you say beefer? Big Ol' Beefers? That doesn't sound Scottish. Or have you ever spoken to a Scottish person? That doesn't sound Scottish. What's there was that YouTube, there was that viral thing. Mona, yeah. There was that viral, like, Australian puppet show recently. And in that the little green-headed puppet toy has a pet bird, has a toy bird called Fleefer. And I think it was just sort of like my brain naturally proceeding to Beefer, and then it was George, and then it was Dolly as well. So fucking adorable. It was everywhere for about 15 minutes from the show. Nanaland, thank you. See, that's how quickly that went out of my brain. I was all about quoting that show for a little while. You can watch the entire thing on YouTube. Every single episode is available on YouTube because I did make an attempt at a little while to watch it because the episodes are like 25 minutes long. And I was sat at my PC doing something and I would throw on an episode of Nanoland. I might watch it with Andrew together. Honestly, it's all of it's on YouTube. Every single episode, completely legit as well, because they were basically like, we're an internet sensation now, here is every episode. You should watch it. It's a hell of a time if you can look past it. I don't think it's designed for adults. Where's my wire gone? Let's try the controller. Time Lord Live. Why have I've never referred to you as Time Lord Live before. Time Lord, welcome in, hope you're well. We're going to play the DLC for Alan Wake 2, and we've already had technical problems, so let's see if this shit breaks. It didn't. Okay, we need to get through the menu before it breaks. Warning, are you sure? Loading into the expansion from this menu will overwrite your progress. Yes, we're fine. I mean, why are you unpacking garbage?
This isn't the Bureau's first time in Bright Falls. 1970, 76, 8. Last one was in 2010. It's not exactly clockwork, but this town sees way more altered world events than most. We knew it was just a matter of time before the lake.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the lady.
After the AWE in 2010, the FBC's research department set up a facility.
The lady control agent.
House, to study the threshold in Cauldron Lake. Find better ways to contain the entity inside. Your tax dollars at work.
Part of me thought it was the woman from Control for a second.
When we detected a spike in paranatural activity at Cauldron
This is the
Lake,
same universe as Control, yeah?
Before I even knew you were on this case, Saga. The lake house was my first stop.
Oh, is this her telling...
I was short-handed. Hoped they could spare some help, maybe give us some intel on the situation. If I had any clue what was waiting for us in there, Saga, I'd have just kept on driving.
It's the lady control agent. She was the one that rolls up to you in the woods. Interesting. And it's interesting that they've positioned it like she's telling Saga a story.
This is Agent Kieran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmons.
Control was good. Shitty performance how?
Wagon.
Like bad acting or badly optimized?
You all set up the perimeter.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah. No.
Doorstep, so
They
Yes, ma'am.
Control was even more like Alan Wake was better optimized at launch, but Control was a cluster for they were very much ahead of their time in terms of a lot of the high performance stuff, which made Return addendum. Yeah, Control was not the best optimized, I think, at launch or in general.
Agent Kieran Estevez requesting entry.
Cluck cluck. Someone has just joined the Bot Brigade.
Welcome to the Bot Brigade. Do not let the power go to your head. I'm just a random bearded man on the internet, and as you might have noticed, your follow was anonymous. If you would like to speak in chat, please do so, but don't feel the need. Lookers are welcome here. Sometimes I refer to all my possessions as garbage. Jura, thank you. Doubling saves the day. There's his card.
This shouldn't take long, okay?
I'm hoping...
You see anything? Radio me.
I'm hoping we get some level of light source, because this game looks very dark on my second monitor, but I'm pretty sure my second monitor makes everything look dark. Can I run?
The lake house was run by the research department.
No.
Research and investigations
Not wasting okay.
Don't really see eye to eye.
It's a dark game.
What they call science, I call a violation of Bureau protocol and human decency. Classic interdepartmental drama. Your FBI saga, you know how it goes.
Was me.
Now, in retrospect,
Red Evil, welcome in.
My low opinion of the research department may have clouded my judgment.
Okay, I've remembered the running button. Yeah, the difficulty with it being a DLC is it expects you to remember what the controls are. And spoilers, I don't. I have the same issue with Hogwarts Legacy. It's a dark game. Let's be honest. It saves you from seeing the naked man butts that inevitably will happen sooner or later. Nobody wants to see a naked man butt. Just done this literally. Oh my god, and was an absolute bitch to good though. I am a big old fan of the Alan Wake franchise. Please no spoilers if you have just played it, but strap yourselves in because my gameplay, janky as hell. Okay, so I'm beginning to think that it's interesting that this is interesting to me. Well, it looks like a. It's not. I've been in farm shops that look like this. And we all know Chim loves stealth mechanics in video games. Do we? When did I ever give you that impression?
Hello?
Hello?
Agent Kieran Estevez, Investigations Department. No one wants to check the individual carrying a firearm into a restricted government facility? No?
Yep, no, nobody's 100%. Nobody's listening. I set the alarm off several times. And the last time. Okay, well, I get immediate look at the.
Okay, well, it was definitely going in the report.
That hat sucks. Change it, please. Wow. What did you think of the Alan Wake 2 main campaign? Absolutely so on point for me as a video game. I swear. I love the franchise and I had such a good time. I think I could look. It's not without issue, but I love the story of this game, so it sort of the issues are relevant to me, if that makes sense. And it also looks fantastic. Also, the musical number. TLB, thank you for the contribution. Please remember that following the okay, we've got reading. It's a control game, everybody. We've got reading. Please remember that following the recreational activities please remember that the following recreational activities are forbidden in the waters of Cauldron Lake. These restrictions apply to both civilians and FBC employees. Fishing, redacted. Swimming. Boating applies to canoes, kayaks, motorized boats, etc. Using the water for redacted purposes. Water skiing, redacted in the water. Shagging in the water. Paddle birding? I think that might be a typo. These activities can result in redacted in an estimated redacted % of cases. If you are unclear about any of the restrictions listed above, please speak with redacted. Very thorough. I hope you've all learned who to speak to in case you swim in Cauldron Lake. What about the Herald of Darkness concept? For me was absolutely brittle. I love that. I love Alan Wake. I will play this game until I die. These games until I die. I hope they just consistently release them over time because I do not want to wait another 10 years for Alan Wake 3. Background. A recent security operation was performed among the citizens of Bright Falls and Watery. The goal of this operation was to ascertain public knowledge and opinion of the lake house and its operations. Summary. The following information was gained through covert listening and informal questioning. The local public appeared to view the area around the lake with fear. This is, of course, the intended reaction as the Bureau has publicly marked the areas as dangerous due to volcanic gases. However, there is a specific rumor among the public regarding a government facility in the woods run by mad scientists taking people for experimentation. This rumor seems particularly popular among the local youth, and its proximity to the truth is cause for concern. Worst case outcome would be an increase in curiosity or even possible aggression. It is possible this even the reason for the lake security to be what they're expecting. Are they actually kidnapping people? Do you want a hand with the reading? If reading is gonna... No, it's fine, don't worry. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Do you think there'll be an Alan Wake 3? I'm hoping that there will be an Alan Wake 3. I'll be really sad if they don't. And I know they're doing it. They're doing like a in-universe sequel to Control. It's not Control 2. I think it's called like Firebreak. But I hope Alan Wake 3 happens and I don't have to wait 3 years to experience it because This game's so unhinged. I love it. Security personnel will continue to monitor youth chatter. If the rumors continue disseminating, a cover story may be required. Perhaps even fabricated signage for an American Volcano Commission type institution. So, Dolly, is that you asking if you want to be on stream with me? Like, the entire night? You can just, like, give me a poke if you change your mind. I can idle mute it and voice call and unmute it. No, don't. No. Don't worry about that. You just be like... you can be the devil on my shoulder telling me not to kidnap citizens and put them through science experimentation. They've done extremely well in replicating a control building immediately. Look, this looks like the Bureau already. All staff. On-site observation teams report that the oldest house is still under active lockdown. So that is the that is the main story of Control. Status of Director, Trench Management Team, and all other personnel inside the oldest house at the time of the lockdown's initialization remains unknown. So this is now lining up the times when, imagine your Lommel being your universal narrator. My Lommel. Are we going to start using Lommel in chat now? Can you just pre-warn me if this is the thing that we're now doing? Observation teams have detected fluctuations in redacted field originating from the whole oldest house, increasing in strength as it loops through a specific pattern every hours. These readings are currently being analyzed by research staff in Boston office. Any personal information pertaining to the signal, contact them immediately. Sincerely, Ava Romani. So there was sort of a question of where Control sat in the timeline against Alan Wake 1 and Alan Wake 2, and the fact that there is paperwork on the tables in here relating to the lockdown that happened in Control means that we're sort of now in sync with the Control stuff. Okay, I started a thing. I have been told I have a very nice reading voice. Dolly does have a very nice reading voice. Dolly's reading voice.
Experiment. That bodes well.
There were a lot of people at the very beginning of our streaming journey talking about mine and Dolly's accents and how I think it's the danger of having so many viewers that are American. They all think our British accent is nice, or they did back then anyway. I don't think that's the case now.
Dr. Marmont's not here. Nobody is? I'll have to check downstairs.
My fellow head of the lake house, loved Diana. I like the sound of British Isle accents. See, that's almost a compliment, Drew. I'm proud of you. If the coughing gets too much, I will mute when I cough, but, you know.
Changing passwords, huh?
Effective September 13, all computer passwords must reset daily to address security concerns. We are aware this may be an inconvenient change and lead to...
working on the lower levels. I'll need to head down.
Please don't start interrupt. This game likes to interrupt me when you load a reading thing. We're aware this may be an inconvenient change and lead to difficulty remembering your password. We recommend using a permanent set of digits as the beginning of the password, followed by numbers that change daily. Try using significant personal dates, coordinates, etc. Do not use birthdays, the current date, phone numbers, etc. Please also remember that for the time being, passwords are not to exceed 6 digits. So passwords are not longer than 6 digits. Is this going to be our first puzzle? September 14th, 2023, science fact of the day. The most famous for acting, Hedy Lamarr also invented in her free time. He painted a frequency hopping device for torpedo guidance systems at age 38. I wonder if that's true. I wonder if that's a person and that's true. Poppy Lamarr. Through extensive testing, the subject has been confirmed to possess an intrinsic paranatural ability that manifests exclusively during the act of painting. The paintings feature scenes or events he would have no knowledge of. Thank you for the hydrate. Even sometimes painting an event before it occurs. This effect also has been proven multiple times and has an estimated 40 to 100% success rate. Jura, would you say that you have ever painted the future? or drawn the future as an artist. Note the lack of precision in this range is due to the team's inability to prove that a painting's content will not be realized at some point in the eventual future. Researchers asked to reiterate their hesitance to publish any concrete statements surrounding the subject and his ability at this time, as the nature of the paintings and their paranatural effect have been exceptionally difficult to measure and quantify. The subject is suspected to be a Class 2 para-utilitarian, though additional testing will be required to confirm this. At this time, his ability is not believed to be a direct threat to himself or others and can be controlled. The nature of his ability is to show current or future events via the art he creates, but the extent of this forecasting cannot be determined by researchers within any high level of precision. Unlike the art created by Alan Wake, boom, everybody drink, they said the game's name, there is no evidence the subject's art is directly manipulating reality via the shadow's energies. So somebody was painting the future, or were their paintings creating the future? Please fill out the field below. Please fill out the fields below before delivering the form to security. A new key card will be issued to you once your request is processed. Jules Marmont, co-head of research. Required clearance, the highest one. I forget what it's called. Reason for replacement. My old card went missing. Indicate here if your card was stolen. How would I know if it was stolen or lost? Why do you not put microchips inside them to follow them if you're so concerned with this? I am the head of research and I expect a new card on my desk by the... He lost his card. Does that mean it's in here somewhere? Okay, this is the 6 digits game. So there's a calendar on the table, right? And I feel like that's a little bit too on the nose. And it's interesting to me that there are these two things. So, on the recommendation of the facility of the faculty and the virtue of the authority, Doctor of Applied Science, no date, no number. Contribution towards the... Contribution to Jules Francois Mormont. Alan Wake, let's go. Oxmans, welcome back. In grateful recognition of this outstanding contribution, no. Casper Darling. Casper Darling was the head researcher in Control and is the guy that is locked in the parallel universe in Alan Wake 2. Hope you're doing well, Oxmans. The senior leadership of the Federal Bureau of Control has determined to appoint Dr. Jules Marmont as head of research at the facility at Cauldron Lake. The appointment will be shared with Diana Marmont, effective upon the facility's completion. Completion on July 18th. Okay, July 18th. July 18th, 07, 18. I need to know the year, right? 07, 18. Like, I think there was a 38 or a 36 bolded on the calendar. Casper is locked in another universe. I thought he evolved to the other state of being. No, Casper is in the dark place. 2023. It could be 14, 23, 38. Nope. Alright, safe trip. Safe trip. Trap. 1 8 0 7 2 3.
Nope.
1 8 0 7 38. Aha! Thank you, Dolly. Damn, I didn't watch the playthrough. Alan Wake 2. Good enough, I guess. It's only a very, very small part. I can't. I'm really sorry about the spoiler. It's only a very small part of it, and it's only if you find the hidden stuff where it relates to. But basically, I said spoilers for Alan Wake 2 will happen moving forward. I had a bit of technical issues at the beginning of this stream. If that mention was locked in the bit that wasn't at the beginning of this stream, I feel like I kind of have to inevitably spoil Alan Wake 2 in some regard. And if you don't want that, please don't stay. Spoilers for Alan Wake 2 ahead, please proceed with caution. Yeah, that's probably a good shout. I now, however, need to hide that pinned message, otherwise that's going to stop me from reading chat for the entire stream. Hello, please remember to lock your computer before leaving your station for any amount of time. Changing your password daily does not improve our facility's security if you leave your computer open. Yeah, you'd be very surprised how often that happens. I thought he fused with Polaris or whatever happened to him, but I guess he wasn't that lucky. Is it a prequel to Alan Wake 1? No, this is a Control is happening between Alan Wake 1 and 2. It sort of falls in line with Alan Wake 2. I thought he fused with Polaris or whatever happened to him, but I guess he wasn't that lucky. No, he in Alan Wake 2, Casper Darling turns up in the dark place, and at the end of towards the end of the game, I'm trying to remember his name. The poet, the guy that was the film director in Alan Wake 2, whose name I want to say Kane, but I don't think that's right. There was the lookalike that looked like Alan Wake that was stuck in the dark place, and he was in the first game he was a poet, and in the second game he was a film director. And at the end of Alan Wake 2, or at least in the second playthrough of Alan Wake 2, you discover that Casper Darling has been attempting to contact you through televisions. In your first playthrough of Alan Wake 2, and then in your second playthrough, all of the broadcasts that he's trying to make are visible, and then it is revealed that Casper Darling teams up with that Tom Zane. Thank you. Casper Darling teams up with Thomas Zane through your second playthrough of Alan Wake 2, and then they just go off into the dark place to work together. What's going to happen with that? I'm sure that will be resolved in a future game. Project Arbitus has officially requested we return the pages. We aren't using them for any work on Project Ramus, and they are shared research material, so I released them back to Arbitus. So Thomas Zane was a good guy in the first game, and in the second game, as much as he wasn't an anti-hero per se, but he wasn't necessarily a bad guy. He was working with the wrong people. So at the end of your basically, you need to play Alan Wake 2 twice, right? You need to play Alan Wake 2 twice. You need to play it once, and then it wraps up. And then if you play it a second time, certain component parts change. Chiefly, there are televisions throughout the game that have static on them, and you see a little flash every once in a while. That static goes away, and you start seeing Casper Darling. At the end of the game, there is a resolution to the final scene from Alan Wake 1's first playthrough that changes the entire outcome of the game. A second playthrough of Alan Wake 2 is relevant, and you should do it. The thing being is the Thomas Zane story is resolved by Casper Darling and Thomas Zane teaming up and walking off camera off into the dark place to work together in some way. So does next Wednesday work? Go fuck yourself, Jules. I apologize for the difficulty my wife is presenting. Harry, I believe she is suggesting that I would take... This is just flavor text. Fine. What year is this set in? 2023, and the events of Alan Wake 1 were either 10 or 13 years ago. I've got 13 in my head for some reason, but I think it was only 10 years. Lake House Daily. HQ still dark. Pie was good. More pie for the rest of us. We have coffee. Deerfest this week. Bad news. HQ still dark. Nut allergy bad. No Amma beer. It's good. Tried it. The artist is illegible. Someone stole the black whiteboard marker. All vacation time is cancelled. Yeah, Control 2 is planned to be released in 2008. Well, it's almost 2025, and then it'll fly by. They're not going to do Alan Wake 3 until after Control 2, which is the disappointing thing, and they're going to have at least a year's worth of development time after Control 2 releases for DLC. You stop focusing on it, it's going to fly by. I kind of hope that Alan Wake 3 is done by the time I'm 40. I don't want to be 40 and still playing a franchise that I started in, like, my 20s. Like a story-based game in my 20s. But I think I'm going to be 40 before I get a resolution.
This should come in handy.
Parents 1 key card. They're thinking of an Alan Wake script. I'd watch it. The difficulty with that is the Alan Wake. The difficulty with the screen adaptation is the voice of Alan Wake and the person who plays real life Alan Wake are two separate people. Because Alan Wake 1 happened before they had really cast a real life version of him. The voice actor for Alan Wake was not the same guy that appeared as a real life version of him in the sequel. The Alan Wake is basically two people. Alan Wake is the actor that plays Casper Darling and the Northern European guy that is the real face of Alan Wake in this.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting day here at the Lake House. As I'm sure you know, I am Dr. Jules Marmont, and this is my wife.
Dr. Diana Marmont.
And together we are the heads of research at this facility. We want to thank you all for helping us break new ground in our study of Cauldron Lake.
That's right, Jules. But don't let our exciting work in threshold regulation and dimensional coupling keep you from observing the proper safety protocols.
You said it, Diana. We run a tight ship here at the Lake House. So, always remember the 3 S's. Safety, security, and censorship.
That's a C.
It's a C. It's a C.
Why, yeah. That is the joke, Diana.
Well, it's a stupid fuck.
Wonderful joke, Jules. We'll
don't.
see you down there.
I get the feeling that the married couple aren't very happy. Firebreak will be released in 2025. That's a cooperative online FPS. Yeah, I'm hyped for Firebreak. I will be playing it. Whether or not I play it on stream, I don't know because of the nature of what it is, but I am excited for it. Okay. I think we're done. We're going down. Going down. Okay, we can go to number 1.
As soon as I got in that elevator, my bad news detector started going nuts. Estevesta team, something's going on in the lake house. I want all nearby agents to... Oh, shit!
What's going on?
That's probably bad.
Agent Estevez, what's your status?
Breach detected on sublevel 5. Staff should seek shelter immediately.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
Oh good, Scratch is here.
Belay that order. Shit. Where's the fucking elevator?
Oh good. Scratch is here, and they have what I'm assuming is the artist on their side. They were talking about an artist.
Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake is not smart.
They were talking about an artist that can, like, perceive the future, and it's very interesting to me that there's suddenly paint all over the walls. If it was just Scratch, I would assume blood. I hear breathing, and I can't tell if it's me.
What the fuck was that?
As the lake house continues to make progress towards its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes, directed by Dr. and Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell as an art form has shown viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lakes threshold. Those are the secret nursery rhymes you find in Alan Wake 2. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will now be carried forward by the co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the Lake House, effective immediately. Research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of nursery rhymes into their own work. Note, Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the Lake House. Any exposure risks related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by the co-heads of research. Signed, the Marmonts. Interesting. It's good that they've sort of like lock those into the lore, the secret nursery rhymes you find throughout the game. The work to create a stable link between our reality and that of Redacted continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that successful connection will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the threshold's energies and thus its reality-altering effect are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant levels of emotion. Okay, this is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. If we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. Work has also already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. For now, our research they've developed a scanner that scans for emotion in art pieces, which seems a little bit high science. For now, not real. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P, while no pieces of his. Also, I was interested in what the dark place really is. I think the best theory is that it's a space in between universes, particles. It's like blank canvas that ready to be drawn on IG. Would be great to filter out the AI trash. It does. Can't tell if. Oh no, pieces of his successful results. Go to the full report.
Please, no.
I don't think it's necessarily AI in the way that they reference certain things, but there is
Please don't. No.
There is a great deal of reading in Remedy games. Unavoidable reading. Also, we have a shelter like in the Control games. I sort of gave up on it in Control because there was so much and I just couldn't keep up with it. Oh, a save room. Nice. Okay, let's do a save. There wasn't much reading in Max Payne. That was before they got all highbrow and shared university though, right? I love reading Control. There's so much lore. The difficulty I found with Control was there was so much that it became hard to stream because I would spend like 45 minutes in a 2-hour stream reading like supplementary text, which just did not add to my experience in any way. So I sort of cut it out on my on-stream playthrough, but there is an absolutely metric shit ton of it. I'm gonna hold pressing that button for a second. It overloaded my mind. I started hearing hissing. Yeah, that was... I think that hissing was intentional. That's Casper... That's Casper Darling. That is also the voice actor for Alan Wake. I can kick... I've broken the yoga ball. Chim, I'm putting out my Christmas decorations today. Rachel, I have no comment. I refuse to acknowledge that, Rachel.
Okay, doesn't do a damn thing without power.
Okay, we need power. That means we have to go into the big room with lots of art pieces that I've just spotted. Merry Christmas, bar humbug. We had this discussion at the beginning of the stream. You're not allowed to celebrate Christmas until Thanksgiving's out of the way. I think somebody said it was their birthday. I have my Christmas decorations from last year. I mean, I'm not sure that that's necessarily as bad as putting them up, in as much as I appreciate the dedication it takes to deal with your Christmas decorations all year. I'm allowed to do what makes me happy. You are. If it makes you happy, we do. If it makes you happy, do it. Christmas makes me happy. Last year we didn't put the tree up at all, and I'm fighting the urge to not put the tree up again this year. It was so refreshing not to have to deal with it, but we obviously had all of our dramas at the end of 2023, which meant we didn't want to put it up. I think if we put the Christmas tree up now, because of where the frogs are in our other room, the Christmas tree will likely be behind me on stream, so you'll be able to see our Christmas decorations for all of my streams in December. Spice it up to a Christmas bush. Christmas palm tree, yes. What's the difference between a Rachel, what's the difference between a gynecologist and a genealogist?
Okay. Power core receiver. Plugging a core in should get the lights on.
Okay, we need a core from somewhere. The difference between a gynecologist and a genealogist. I didn't even understand what he said. One looks up the family tree and one looks up the family bush. I don't know what the second one is. A gynecologist and a genealogist. A genealogist is somebody that looks at your family tree, and a gynecologist is one that looks at your family bush. As in, they deal with fannies. I don't like the way I am hearing sloppy noises. Also, I don't like the way that this is set up like a very small maze. So I kind of am a little bit digging the giant wall paintings. Is anybody else digging this aesthetically? I kind of like it in a really weird sort of way. That's nice and ominous. That's, I'm sure, not a face. Next wave of ads coming up, chat. For technical reasons, I will probably make the camera big, but I will just spend the entire ad break going like this. So, having said that... Oh, hello. Cat's here now as well. You've got 5 minutes to wait for a treat. But I want a treat now, he's saying. Well, that's a 2, and we don't have a 2. So, let's go in that door with the light behind it. Hello? Oh. Okay. Let's give the cat a treat, because he's just going to stand here and yell in my face. This is George, and he has a trick. He has literally one trick. Because I've basically given up trying to teach him anything else. Too real? Too real. I need... No, let's do it. Let's do this quickly. Come on. There you go. Take this. Put it in your mouth. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Got places to go. Don't lick it and then drop it on my leg. It's all wet. Ew. Ew. Do not drop it on my leg. Actually consume it. Take it. Take this. Put it in your mouth. There we go. My hands are all wet cat treaty. That's gross. Okay. Short flying visit from George today. You can sit because I'm using a controller. He's trying his best. I know he tries his best. He's a good lad. That's the power source we needed.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon.
Wait, what weapon are we talking about? Has anyone ever owned a bulldog before? I have not. I've never owned a dog. Something I'm consistently sad about.
Can't open it from the side.
Inventory management. Looks like a rifle made out of a pipe. Go on, get down. Don't just yell in my face the entire stream. There he goes. Cat's left. I fed him. He's gone.
Jules's keycard. Could be useful.
Unfortunately, Jules's keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a total unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance card in my office, plus a lot of black rock. Been grinding the black rock down to a powder and stashing around in case any gets confiscated. Next steps, weapon testing using black rock powder. If successful, maybe send schematics to offsite teams. Could lead to transfer out of this shithole. Need to think up more applications for black rock now that I have some. There was a researcher at OH who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember their name. There was like a secret substance that they were mining from a parallel dimension in Control that was the power source for a lot of their technology. This guy was making a gun out of it. What is it with people and making guns?
I wish they'd make these things lighter.
Yeah, do you remember in the previous game where we had mind powers and we could just move things with our mind the entire time? That was good, wasn't it?
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it.
I've had to
Good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
I've had to put my torch away, so cue the jump scare. 5, 4, 3, 2. No? Maybe not. Ad starts in 1 minute, chat.
At least the elevator's back.
I will be going to my BRB screen, I think. The ads will run for the usual 3 minutes per hour. We're a little off time because of the technical problems at the beginning of my stream. We'll continue in 3 minutes, and I hope you're having a nice time. Take this opportunity to take care of yourself. Grab a drink, grab a snack, hug a loved one, sniff a beloved family animal. You know, the usual. That's concerning. I kind of hoped it would turn the lights on, but it just moved the paintings around. We're going to find out if that was banned after these short commercial messages. I'll see you in a minute. Take care of yourselves. BRB. I wasn't sat here reading my phone and didn't realize that the ad break had finished. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you went and took care of yourselves during the break. I bet you did. I bet you did, because I'm trusting you to have been taking care of yourselves. I now am... I'm now going back out into the room where all the spooky shit was going on. Thank you. No, stop using your... I just want to get my torch out. I've used almost an entire battery pressing the wrong button to get it out. I don't like how wet this entire room sounds. There, I said it.
Oh, fuck. If you can understand me, I am an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action...
It never fucking works.
What the fuck? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Bad touch. Bad touch. Torch.
This isn't working.
Torch doesn't seem to do anything. They're fucking creepy. I know, right? I was kind of hoping this would now work. No. I don't have an ID 2. I don't have anything to kill them with. Do I just leave? Have I missed the second ID card?
No effect.
I'm just going to end up wasting... Ah! I'm just going to end up wasting all my ammo trying to find my way into this room. Oh good, more ammo. We like that. Did you pick up an extra weapon that the guy was making? No, the door's locked. Unless there's a key card in here that I've just not picked up for some reason. Like the door, there's a door there with a painting in front of it in the main room, and this internal door is locked. But I need a level 2 key card. Did this say...
Bingo. That key card's gonna get me to sub-level 5.
The key card's gone missing. Doesn't say where it is. I got to assume that it's in this on this floor somewhere, and I just have to avoid those, get the gun, and then fire it at these monsters, because the regular bullets are doing nothing. Part of me wondered... They're here! That's new. That's the elevator. Okay, there's a new elevator. That's exciting. I'm just gonna go check the save room one more time. I don't think I can go anywhere though, even if I get in the elevator, because I've not got another I've not got another card. Yeah, you stay out there, you bastards. I can hear you with your big flappy feet. There's a PC here that we didn't touch. There's a significant amount of BlackRock missing from sub-level 5. I expect there is a misunderstanding as someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message and we will fix the problem. BlackRock is a precious material. We only have so much of it now with the oldest house being closed. Do not release any of those pages. Tell Diana and those fools on Project Arbitus that we misplaced them. An unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 or 3 weeks, but we are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure you say that we are making progress, just as I wrote above. So the Marmonts are not happily married. A gentle reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue, and making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for anyone of any seniority level. Bringing in nuts in the office. Somebody is upset about health. To celebrate the arrival of fall, I have brought a variety of seasonal pies from that local diner you all seem to love so much. The members of Project Ramus can come enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmot's office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite the ridiculous dramatics of last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Jules bought nuts regardless of nut allergy. So I'm kind of on the side of the wife currently, but we'll find out, because who is in charge of an entire facility and then buys something that can cause severe nut allergy? Oh, you're working now.
First off, a huge thank you to everyone here. The Lake House has made amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team. I wanted to come in person so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Did you hear that, Dr. Marmot? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the shadow and the AWE site below the lake. The theory that the shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality. What are the constraints of this phenomenon? Can it, say, create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art? These are the things we need to know to accurately classify the shadow. I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that? Shadow. So, any and all proposals are welcome. Anything testing art's effect on reality by using the shadow's energy is preferred. To find answers, we'll first need a lot of data. No wrong answers. And when I return to the oldest house, I'll take back anything we end up with to run against a classified project called Hedron to build a comparative data set. I wish I could tell you more. It's very, very exciting. Non-physical forces impacting. No, sorry, I really can't. It is. You know what? Maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get your clearance, of course, but maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking. So, the shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It is a great new world, people.
Interesting. That at least confirms that he's been here before, and would explain why he came back after the events of Control and got locked in a parallel universe. Quick save. There's no key card in here. No, we're fine. Okay, let's go to that new lift that's on the opposite side of the room. I don't know where it's going to take us. I don't think it can take us anywhere because I don't have a new card.
What the fuck were those things?
I mean, other level, it's... Oh, sorry, I'm misunderstanding. Security level 1 gives us access to 3 levels. It doesn't give us access to level 1. Okay, that's fine. Easy mistake.
Deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You never really get used to the shit you see in this job, but you can learn techniques to adjust, to function. Take 6 deep breaths. Then get to work. Find the source, collapse the threshold.
Please hold. Please hold.
Where am
Please
I?
hold. Please hold.
It's a brand new level.
What is that?
I like the way the painting is moving. I'm sure nothing's bad's gonna happen if I touch it. Can you understand me?
If you can understand me, I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand? So what kind of entity are you? You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that. I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation?
1,000 painting shoes corrode.
What does that mean?
Paint no brush a self-portrait.
Okay, hey, calm down.
Fire in his eyes and hands and bones.
You need to cease all hostility right now. Bad news. That thing is really pissed off.
The actual fuck.
Good news. It didn't try to kill me.
Good news, it didn't try to kill me, but that face that flashed up on my screen did not look friendly. Did anybody see a person's face covered in bandages, or was that just me? What floor was that? Was that actually level 2?
Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card. Something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry
is that a reference I don't understand?
Sunday.
The only Vigo I know of is Aragon from Lord of the Rings.
Sublevel 3.
This isn't the floor I wanted. Fucking elevator.
Holding an observation. Oh, interesting. I can't use the map again, so we're being guided by the elevators. Sorry, not the map, the elevator. I can't use the elevator twice. What does this look like? We're on floor 3. Holding cells. Great. I'm sure this won't be a problem. Nobody evil would be in a holding cell, right? All I want is a building with the lights that work. Can we have some... Can we shed some light on the situation? No, we're just straight in.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed, but the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmonts. For himself.
Interesting that Alan Wake is writing pages on this subject. Words per sentence. The co-head's one word. Style contains dialogue, clipped phrasing, third person, omniscient, broad timeline. Concepts. Marmonts, Diana, Jules. Conflict, water, dark. Rudolph Lane stood from the cat. So this is what the Marmonts for himself. So Alan is sending pages not just about the story of Alan Wake 2, about the stuff that was happening.
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the lake house. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
One thing I have just noticed was that wasn't subtitled. Have I got subtitles turned on? Because they should be. They were... Subtitles, where are you? They have been on, haven't they? That dialogue wasn't subtitled. Interface? Yeah, subtitles are turned on. Okay. Cosmic, welcome in. I hope you're having an absolutely brilliant
Diana
day.
and Jules Marmont had once been a team.
Okay, we've just heard this.
Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen to that a second time. Cosmic, I hope you're okay. We are playing Alan Wake 2's DLC, and we are trying not to poop our pants, which is a very important decision to... No, you should always remember to try and not poop your pants. Moving forward, research at the lake house will be divided into two distinct projects. Project X, codename Arbitus, will focus on studying the writing of... Doing great. Unboxing some figures from Japan. What sort of figures? Like Figma? Like, are we talking Gundams? What sort of figures are we talking about? Diana Marmont serving as project director. So the Marmonts had a bit of a marriage-related split, and became two very distinct projects within the lake house. Arbitus will focus studying the writing of Alan Wake. One assumes Ramos will focus on studying and his work, so assuming Project P. Staff will soon be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. This is a confidential facility matter and is not to be discussed with external agents. Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball figures. What characters? I like Dragon Ball. I'm really resisting the urge to buy Sparking Zero, because I'm not sure I can put the effort into a fighting game right now. Thank you for the hydrate, Jura.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative when it calls us monsters. But what's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this
Okay,
research.
we don't like the wife. We don't like the wife.
Yesterday, the two writers are visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
We don't like the wife. The wife had evidence that the painter had connected to the evil thing under the lake and hid it from the husband. We do not like the wife. I got it. I just played the story, but it's challenging. I play on the lower difficulty because I'm not ready to put the effort into learning it either. Oh, Sparking Zero. The roster in Sparking Zero really intrigues me. And the what if stories. There's basically, for chat's benefit, there is a Dragon Ball game that came out recently. The difficulty with Dragon Ball is it's been in so many video game renditions that the original story is now sort of so well known that a game that has a story mode in it of the original story is quite boring. But what they've done quite well in Sparking Zero is they've had these what if moments. So where there are these major decision points partway through the main story. If you change the original story, the game adapts. So there's all sorts of different outcomes and endings that you can achieve by doing something different which didn't happen in the original story, which makes it really interesting to me. But fighting games are hard. Jura, thank you for your second contribution of the day because of the technical problems. Sanguine, welcome in. Blue Gogeta and Vegeta Blue, cool. Hoping you're taking it easy, San. Sanguine is a good egg. I've not given a shout out to anybody today, but if you can go and follow anybody for me, it would be my buddy Sanguine. They are an absolutely fabulous human being. They've shown me nothing but kindness and understanding, especially with a lot of the stuff that is going on right now. They are so sincere and they are so lovely. You should go and expand their following because they're working real hard at it. Coming up again, is it second cat visit time? Time for a second cat visit too. We will get back to the game in just 1 second. How have you done this? How have you done this? I need to go in the middle. There we go. Second cat visit of the night. Game is making my PC run so hot. I am so warm right now. Close enough. Hey, would you like... Yes. Eat it. Do not drop it all soggy on my leg. Thank you. That's it. Would you like... Okay. Oh! Why are you licking me? Don't lick me. No, you can lick me. You gonna sit, or are you just gonna make me move all of my stuff on the desk and then leave? George, I love you, but your head is not a window. George is doing his best. Hat spin. Oh my god, get down. All the way down. Go on, get down. I love you, but you're in the way today. Holy shit, is that my own? No, that is Seedlit's. I thought for a second I'd finally got my own hat. It does happen every once in a while. Guru, when are you going to design me a hat?
Including the bow tie.
Yeah, it's cool. Bow ties are cool.
This from the man in the bow tie?
Bow ties are cool. Bow ties are cool.
Here's one. Bow tie. Get rid.
Bow ties are cool.
I mean, don't do it for the sake of it, but if you wanna make yourself a hat as my mod, you can, and I'll add it to the wheel. I think you're probably the biggest person in the community that's missing one. Next year, okay. Valid. I'm busy too. The automated typing device ATD will produce writings mimicking Alan Wake that of. The automated typing device ATD will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake, known para-utilitarian, with the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATDs must be evaluated and graded based on its similarity to Wake's original style. The pages will be graded using the following criteria. Wouldn't even know what it would be. Maybe a cloud. A cat hat. A cat hat, because we don't have a cat hat. A cookie cat hat, you know? George is his own thing on screen, but like Cookie the cat. Jura is also a streamer, and just for clarification, one of their emotes are a little cat named Cookie. I'm not just saying Cookie Cat. Comprehensibility. This is the most basic of criteria. The page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. Style. The page must accurately mimic the typical style of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake's house position as reference. Tone. The page must accurately mimic Wake's typical writing, using pages Content, the page must accurately... So they were faking Alan Wake pages. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining the writing produced by the ATDs until they can produce near identical stories to Alan Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power. They were trying to manufacture the shit that's going on in Alan Wake. I'm heading out. Need to grind these dishes and get some stuff put away. Happy stream. You got this, Gabby. Gabby, I hope it goes all well. I hope moving and everything is like so proud of you for finishing moving in properly, and I hope you are you enjoy your time now with your Lommel. Because we're saying Lommel now. That is the thing that we say on this channel. Lommel.
There was a crack in the lake house. The marmots had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house. The marmots had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack.
It's extremely irritating to me that that's looping.
Had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here.
Okay, we got a save room.
Art, just content for the experiment.
Very interesting that the page sounds like it's identified that they were faking Alan Wake's work. Thank you for the hydrate, Jura. Hydration for the nation. I would also like to confirm that I am totally re-addicted to Coke Zero, and I will take no further questions on this subject. We have ordered some in our weekly shop, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that I am feeling shameful about it, because when I quit, I basically said, chat, call me out if you ever see me drinking a Coke Zero. But I will be taking no further issue with my drinking of Coke Zero. Oh, wow.
Typewriters. Please don't let this be what I think it is.
As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away? 100% bad news.
That's like... the crazy woman made a room of typewriters. They're all... okay. Commence rummaging. There were rooms on the outside of this room. Real interesting that the scientist was like, you know what is going to work out here? A room that like is making fake stories that I'm sure will never be evil and used to like make anything super powerful. Investigation into the precise brand and model of the typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for sources contacted with discretion. Wake's publishing house. Result: no information. Wake's agent refused to discuss client matters. Wake's spouse refused to discuss. Redacted: no useful information. They were trying to even mimic the brand that he uses. The relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. The project director has indicated that similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in the typewriter. This woman is crazy. Like, the other guy's a bastard, but this woman is absolutely, like, world-ending crazy. Also, I really dislike the noise.
clearance key card.
Yeah, we don't have one, sorry. I really find this unnerving, the constant chattering. Number 2. Does George... Yes, like a fucking train. George snores quite heavily. He will not... He doesn't do it consistently every time he's asleep, but you'll just be sat there and he'll be going... And it's loud enough that sometimes when he's asleep on Dolly's desk, you can hear him if we're on a Discord call. It's loud enough that it's audible enough to be picked up by microphone. Let's put it that way. Research notes, content, Wake's manuscript. We have begun to find pages from manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, para-utilitarian and suspect in past cases involving Cauldron Lake. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Diana Marmont, etc., etc. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotional prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outsider recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflict the past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing this from, get his information, or is the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC, and if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that the... Night's bright.
Flap flap. Night_sprite just raided with 8 viewers.
Raiders, my name is Chimken, otherwise known as Chim. I'm a variety streamer, and today we are playing the last DLC for Alan Wake 2. I would like to warn you that there will be spoilers for Alan Wake 2, obviously. So if you don't want spoilers for that game in particular, please don't stick around. Drunk Degenerates, oh my god, 2 raids in 5 seconds.
Flap flap. Drunk_degenerates just raided with 9 viewers.
Did you you can't have coordinated that because you don't. I don't think you know each other. We just had this minute had another raid, Drunk. So raiders, I'll start again for both raids. Night Sprite was playing Parasite Eve. Did you finish? I saw your social media announcement said you were going to finish it today. And Drunk, you were playing Monster Hunter Wilds. How is the beta going? The stuff that I've seen looks really interesting. I don't know if Drunk will get a second shout. Drunk won't get a second follower shout out because they were on top of each other. That's fine. But Raiders, my name is Chimken, otherwise known as Chim. I'm a variety streamer, and today we are playing the Alan Wake 2 DLC. To avoid spoilers for Control, Alan Wake 2, Alan Wake 1, you might want to leave this second, but if not, hang around, stick it out. I will just cry a little, all good. Give it a second, Drunk, and I'll shout you out proper. And thank you for the shout out. Wait, what's happening? Completed it too. Good ending too. How many endings of Parasite Eve are there? So, Alan Wake, in summary so far, chat, for the raiders that have just come in, this is the last DLC of Alan Wake 2. It is called the Lake House. We are in a Federal Bureau of Control facility who are basically, there are 2 lines of inquiry that are happening here. One scientist, Diana Marmont, was trying to use, was investigating the power of Alan Wake's writing and its ability to change reality. The husband, Jules Marmont, was using a local painter to change reality through forms of painting. And we are trying to figure out the deal. I love the Alan Wake Control crossover. I live for Gnex, welcome in. I live for it. I live for it. The difficulty, Drunk, with the shout out that makes something appear in chat is powered by Twitch, and they don't allow 2 shout outs to happen within 3 minutes of each other. So if I get raided within the same minute, it's very convoluted, which is why I have two versions of my shout out. One is the one that appears in chat, and one is the one that tells me what game you're playing. I had a very good time with Control when I played it. Control is brilliant. The Alan Wake franchise is one of my favorites by a long way. I just love the story so much. Honestly, so much. What we have just discovered is that the Mormonts in this research facility had found some Alan Wake writing materials that had basically outlined their entire relationship, and that seemingly may have led to them becoming angry with each other. What methodology can one use to provide? Okay, is that tape? Did we miss? Yeah, that is a tape.
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman, founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the shadow.
The psychologist from
I've gone through his notes,
Alan Wake 1.
which were confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. But he was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the lake house for analysis.
So they were kidnapping people. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Absolutely great. The Federal Bureau of Control... I mean, not necessarily... They didn't say kidnap, but it sure did sound like kidnapped. Ignore the ominous, creepy room with a million typewriters typing. Invited has certain implications, right? Holy smokes, I would be so obsessed with Monster Hunter Wilds when it releases. I purposely held off from the beta. I am ready to no-life Monster Hunter Wilds. I joined Monster Hunter World very late, and I felt like a lot of the hype had died down by that point, and I played Rise as soon as it came out on PC, but that was also on Switch a lot longer than it was on PC. I'm so ready for Monster Hunter Wilds and to be there from launch and to sort of ride that wave. Okay, let's walk away from the ominous sounding typewriter room. Oh, more co-op opportunities. The difficulty by the time I played Worlds was it was like that stuff was over. When's the release date? I think February. Yeah, 28th of Feb. Okay. Have we not done a giant circle?
Shit.
Okay. We've got dead bodies and a shotgun.
I can never say no to extra firepower.
We haven't actually found anything effectively to kill anybody yet, but there's jam on the floor. Jam everywhere. We've done a full loop, so the entire room has looped back round, and now...
Back where I started. Spatial recurrence. Usually observes the law of 3.
Go through the place 3 times, and it will be different on the 3rd time. Those are some messy eaters. Like, the difficulty is I never know in these situations whether or not I should look at everything a second time. It's one of those, like, has anything changed? And you can almost put money on the fact that it won't.
September 12th, 2023.
No.
Notes regarding the page of an Alan Wake manuscript.
Can you open and close the door 3 times? I mean, I can. I don't know. Like... 1. Oh, arguably, that was 2. 3. No, we're still in an evil government facility. Is this different now? This was looping before.
Rebound it on itself.
This was different before.
Compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance. Cause and effect hopelessly tangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed, the feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for release. This contrived overlap rebounded on
Remember,
itself.
Dolly, not a loop, it's a spiral. I like that they're doubling down with the time manipulation thing. I love the FPV. There is something distinct. The one thing I was thinking about this when the game started, right? There is something distinctly American about the insides of Control. I look at this building and go, "Wow, this looks like an office in America," and I don't know how. I don't know why. I'm not sure if it's like stuff that I've seen on television. But there's a flashy man over there.
Shadow is here. Good thing I brought a flashlight.
There's a large man over there with a pipe. You know what? I'm gonna get the shotgun out. Hello? He took a lot of work.
Some staff down there had been corrupted. Shit just kept getting worse.
Okay. And now we're back to the creepy fucking typing again. He's gonna lay some pipe in you, not a hose. Look at his pipe! Look at his pipe. His pipe is amazing. Okay, rule of threes, though. Look at his brains. His brain are kind of all over the place. Jam for days. We don't call them it's not brains or blood on this channel. We're not graphic like that. It's jam. As a person that doesn't like jam. And that's not I am being silly. You can call it blood and brains. Just instilling in you some channel lore. What an ominous red line. I'm almost out of bullets as well. Like that took a lot. I'm out of shotguns. That large man. Hello? Ah. One of those sorts of granite. How's the DLC been? Great. I'm like it's just more content from a universe I love. Aesthetically, they've absolutely nailed it. Same shade of red as with the Hiss 2, right? Yeah, very similar. I don't think the hiss, they seem to have been very careful to restrict the hiss within one universe and Alan Wake stuff. They've done very well to cross over what they have done and then keep certain things very separate.
Loop 3. Should be the last one.
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake. It's like he's warning us. But about what? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work on Wake's writing. A coward can't stand risk. But science is risk. For me, this is proof that we are going in the right direction. I just need Rudolph Lane's paintings to lead to more pages so that hopefully one day we can understand. I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake.
Drop a save. Not entirely sure what happens if I run out of bullets. Never really come up.
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake.
Oh. You know, room's now infinite in both directions. You die, of course. Not necessarily.
What is that?
It's like the crossover events in Alan Wake 2. Okay. You'll get recruited. But I'll become evil. No power.
Ugh, locked. Maybe there's another way in.
Let's turn the power on.
Huh. Controllable shifting phenomena.
That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Okay, there's a power cord there, but where am I taking it? Can I see that first, please? Just over here? Seems a bit too straightforward. There's another one here as well.
Won't open without power.
Okay, bring the power core over here. Okay. What is that ominous beeping? Going to bed night, Chim. Sanguine, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. While moving these around without mind power sucks. It does, yeah, right? Just got to pick it up. Okay, so that one accesses this room. Oh, it's the power block that's beeping. Also, I swear when you were using them with your mind powers that they were much larger. Like these ones seem strangely small. We all got mind powers. Now, I mean, we're talking telekinesis, Kyle. How about the power to move you? Da 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 da. Wonder boy. Do do do. What is the secret of your power? Okay. Wasting my power again. Okay, flick this switch. What exactly was... Oh! Like, what exactly was that gonna do? So if I run out here, do I just make no progress, or is there an invisible wall? Just get to a point. The walls are melting again! Okay. I knocked over a thing, a scientific-looking thing.
You again.
Hello, ominous painting man. What happened to you?
What happened to you? Did the people here do this to you?
Marmon's clogging his head.
Is this going to be subject P?
Alan Wake's writing is being studied here. Do you know anything about him?
Names don't matter. 1,000 more to come.
They say clear communication is the key to any relationship.
I think...
You and I have some work to do there.
I get the feeling that the painting is going to be all out of the negativity that the artist was feeling, and he sort of created an entity through emotion.
You said marmots before. Do they do this? Where are they now?
Misery, hate.
Tell me where they are.
A man in a white coat.
Christ.
Always a pleasure.
It's fixated on the marmots. What did they do?
Sounds like a Dalek. So I think they were studying emotion, right? And I get the feeling that the evil painting entity is going to be like the emotion that the artist instilled within that specific painting has become the monster, not the artist himself. Wow, what a fussy canvas. Okay, can we go to floor 2 now?
A threshold is the connection between a foreign reality and our own. Now, they all have their own rules, strange as they are, but the further down I went, the more chaotic this one got. Clearly, this was the Cauldron Lake threshold, but something was wrong. Well, more wrong than usual.
Sublevel 2.
Level-wide lockdown in effect.
Hey.
Please remain calm. Level-wide lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
Are we all calm? Like, are we all Hello? Okay. We are...
Won't open while the floor's on lockdown.
Yeah, we have to lift the lockdown to open all of the doors where the evil people are, because that's the standard control loop. Because there's people in all of these side rooms humming.
Finally, someone who isn't a painting.
Is that Artie? Hello?
Hey, hello. Who are you?
Sorry, got a flow going. Can we do this later?
No, we cannot. I'm Agent Kieran Estevez. I'm with the government, and I need your name.
I'm Ed Booker, the playwright. And I'm hitting my stride here, so can you guys stop with all that banging and screaming? It's throwing me off.
Is that the guy that was in the cafe with his wife at the beginning of Alan Wake 2? They were at the lake to find inspiration and stole evidence? Ed Booker? Where do you think you are?
Where do you think you are right now?
In an immersive writing workshop.
Well, bad news, it's not a writing workshop. Good news, it's not a writing workshop.
Right. It's a government facility studying the power of creativity. That makes way more sense.
What are you even doing? What are you writing?
Well, after you all abducted me in the woods, I've been working on this manuscript you gave me because you need it for some experiment or something. I kind of forget the premise. But, you know, I've had this block lately, and filling in the gaps of this story has really loosened me up. Copying the style is a nice constraint, but I still have lots of room to play. It's a solid creative exercise.
Don't just get my gun out.
Look around you. How is this a workshop?
It is the same person, yes, thank you.
You have to stay in character. I get that. I'm in the theater business, too. And look, the sets, the costumes, all great in that, you know, campy, 70s sci-fi kind of way. But you could dial down the role-playing like 15, 20%. Just some professional advice.
Sir, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a situation here. I need you to stay in your cell until I can resolve the matter, okay?
What exactly is he eating in this situation?
Hey, no one's been around with food for a while. I could go for some dinner when you have a second. Oh, and can I get my phone back? I want to call my wife. I don't know how Tammy found you guys, but she killed it. 5 stars all around.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Sir, you've been kidnapped. We'll get to this PC in a minute. The ad's about to play. I'm going to go a little bit longer because we had all of that hubbub at the beginning of stream. Take care of yourselves in the 3-minute ad break. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, hug a loved one, sniff a beloved family animal, and I'll see you in 3 minutes. BRB. Hello. Okay. Initial review, Booker's writing. The first piece of content produced by the subject is severely disappointing. It is not remotely similar in content to the Wake's pages we provided as reference. Why is it so focused on my marriage? Why is Jules the protagonist? Why is it set in an actual lakeside cabin? And what is happening at the end? What the hell is in the sky? Did anyone brief Booker about the concepts he has to write about? The lake house, the shadow? We need him to match Wake's style exactly. It's not going to work if he has no clue what he's writing about. We need to get this sorted. We need progress now. And why isn't he taking this seriously? When I spoke to him, he thought I was an actor. I want him to understand how serious we are, whatever it takes.
Trying to control the uncontrollable. It speaks to climate change, oppression, the disenfranchisement of immigrant minority populations.
These games do like whispering in the distance. The crack was an emotional one, a line right through their marriage, their foundation, their lake house. These thoughts and more flooded Jules's mind as he stared out through the lakeside cottage windows. The sun was setting on a stormy day. Rainy, heavy clouds hung low. Dinah sat in her favorite deck chair, staring out across the lake's rippling surface. He watched the breeze catch her acorn hair. As if sensing his gaze, she turned her head. Jules looked away, flustered, then annoyed with himself for letting her affect him this way. He grabbed the bottle of red wine, poured himself a generous serving, and he kept pouring, his mind distracted by thought. How did he get here? They had been at the lab running an experiment. Then they were here. Why? He remembered thinking that a break from the lab would give them space to reconnect, to mend the crack, but he couldn't remember ever leaving. Wine was flowing over the edge of his cup, though he didn't even notice. He put down the bottle, scanning the lake. A faint shimmer hung in the air on the far side of the lake, lighted in glass, the sort of thing you only notice if you were looking for it. He felt like he had seen something like this before, but where? Jules, Dinah's cry snapped Jules back in the present. She was staring up at the sky in panic. A deep shadow crept across the deck. Jules ran to the door to his wife. That's dumb. Okay, we can only have weekly gossip calls, promise. He really did that? No way. It's on the screen. There's a post-it on the screen. He really did that. Dinah is going to slit his throat if she finds out. Those two are such a hot mess. I got drinks with Perry last night and he told me Jules is withholding Wake's pages from Diana's team. He told her they went missing, crazy shit. Paula mentioned the two. Yeah, so they are... I'm wondering if this is the explanation of where they've gone. Like, his fake pages have actually worked and they've been sent away somewhere that they can't escape from. Acquisition team is hereby approved to acquire additional research subjects from ongoing study related to Project Arbitus at the Lake House facility. Prioritized outcomes are ordered below. Both subjects brought to the Lake House for study. Tamitha Booker, her work is more commercially successful, thus more likely to yield results based on proven cases. Edward Booker, less successful than Tamitha, but theater is more widely recognized as art than true crime novels. Observe the subjects at a distance. Does that mean his wife is here somewhere? Having said that? Because there's a... Subject's writing must feature Darkness, Water, Marmots, the Lake House conflict. Did anybody explain any of this to him? Is she over here?
I wonder what happened here.
Ah. She dead. Like, she big dead, maybe. Wall removal. Oh wait, maybe not. Wall removal and transport. Sublevel 2, lane cell. Ordered by Marmont. Jules. Work required. A section of the cell's southern wall needs to be removed for transport to sublevel for analysis. Urgency high. Tools required. It's not my job to know which tools you need to cut concrete walls. It is your job. Additional. Important. The wall must be removed very carefully. The painting on the interior side of the wall must not be damaged. Okay. Well, you assume that his wife was in here. There's a page on the floor. I've not missed it.
I can't paint anymore.
This was the painter.
I know you want me to paint, but I can't. I'm empty. Rudolph, no. You love to paint. And you are such a talent. This is just a classic artist slump. No. No, I hate it. It's just taking from me now. When can I leave? You said you'd let me leave. Ah, Rudolph, but you volunteered to come, remember? We are helping you, like Dr. Hartman did. Perhaps you need to see our doctor? I can arrange that. No, that's... I am feeling better. Much better. I will paint. Ah, this is wonderful to hear, Rudolph. I knew you would come back to your old self.
DollyWhiskers, are you in chat right now? Rudolph Lane, subject P, has shown a decline in redacted over the past several months. Would you be able to put the oven on 200 for me, Dolly? Rudolph Lane, subject P, has shown a decline in redacted over the past several months. Initially, this redacted presented as an increase in resistance, frequently declining requests to work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. Subject's attitude towards art has also undergone a change. Recently, he is disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated and sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it is completed. In the past few months, his work has become more abstract, no longer showing true-to-life subjects or landscapes, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether the sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing redacted, or source of genuine artistic interest is unknown. As of yesterday, subject refuses to touch his supplies. He claims he will not paint anymore and wishes to leave. The subject's refusal has effectively halted all research. While the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings, they estimate there is little to no information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. Action to be taken. Dr. Jules Marmon, co-head of research and project lead, has suggested that a high dose of redacted be introduced to the subject's food to cure his redacted. They drugged him to make him paint.
Jules Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it. Saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane. If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster.
Jesus.
He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
Also, I can't remember if I said please for turning on the oven, so please could you turn the oven on to temperature 200, DollyWhiskers. I think I said please. If I didn't, I apologize. Okay, so Science Man went crazy and was like... Okay, we're replenishing supplies at least. The wife is a bitch and the husband wanted to cut the art out of somebody, which is a hell of a sentence if you think about it in the context of what that means. He's gone crazy, basically. Oh, well, I don't...
Oh, there's the elevator. How do I get in?
Next, thank you very much. Always listen to your pets. I don't particularly want to go in there. I don't know why I did that. There's a lot of angry men in that corridor. I have a really...
More shaded. How that glass is thick.
I have a really bad feeling that I'm going to lift the lockdown and these guys are all going to come out simultaneously. Just love the dude walking in the background. Hello.
Trolling.
Why is... One thing I will say about the aesthetic of Control and the way they build buildings, they do like to insert rest areas in the most weird places. Also, strangely, considering they were against nut and nut allergies, in this alone I can see peanuts, pistachios. They clearly didn't care about nut allergy that much. Save room. Okay. Control center. That's probably where we're going to turn the power back on. Let's drop a save. I'm going to call it a night there, I think. As I'm going to eat some food before bed, which is going to be super duper exciting. We'll drop a manual save because just because. And then we'll call it a night. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, chat. Thank you very much for the experience. Thank you very much for sticking around, especially with all of those technical problems I had at the beginning of stream. And yeah, thank you for joining me again for more Alan Wake content. We will continue the DLC on a Monday. Officially, Saturday, Sunday, I should be playing Mass Effect 3, but considering my ill health right now, if I don't play Mass Effect 3, you know, I'm not going to make the excuse. That'll be the reason why. Yeah, that's it. Let me just put some background noise on so I can stop hearing my own thoughts. At the end of my streams, I say a few words, just for, I'm not sure for whose benefit. I think it's more for my benefit than anybody else. Bro, I am honestly trying to get past, but I think COVID is a fairly big reason not to play Mass Effect 3 right now. It will depend on how I feel tomorrow afternoon. I'm assuming that's a sad fox face. In fact, that's a good... I've put a flag there. That's going to be my thumbnail picture. I want you to know that I'm glad you exist, chat. Alan Wake 2 is an extra... Alan Wake, Remedy, all of the games that they've produced are very... Like, they have a special place in my heart. And thank you very much for joining me again for more Alan Wake content. I am not my best from a medical standpoint right now, and I hope that I'm really enjoying this. This might sound a bit irrational. I'll say it now and probably not say it again next stream. I hope that regardless of my low energy with regards to certain other things, my enjoyment of this game is coming across, because I want you to know I'm having a really nice time. That's it. Thank you very much for the engagement and all that. It makes me really happy that I can play this for you. At the beginning of my streams, I ask if there's anything I can be proud of you for. So at the end of my streams, I like to say something different. Chat, I'm proud of you for living. I'm proud of you for keeping on going. I'm proud of you for existing. There are a few things you need to know. You do not have to watch my content. You do not have to be in chat. You do not have to lurk in chat. The lurkers are always appreciated. What I want you to do is take all of the energy that you can muster and just continue to live. Continue to do your best to exist, because I get as an individual how hard that can be sometimes. I get how hard it is to get out of bed on the best day, especially with the way I'm feeling right now. And I'm so proud of you for being able to do whatever you manage to do, because it's no small feat just to live right now. There's a lot of shit that's going on in the universe. God knows what's going to happen in certain political circles. Like, I think by the end of next week, it's an interesting time. And I want you to take care of yourselves. I want you to practice proper self-care. I want you to drink plenty of water. And I want you to cut yourself a little slack. Yeah, that's it. That's what we do. I've forgotten my ending. No, third one. Fuck cancer. If you would like to type fuck cancer in chat, it is a ritual that I've done from the very beginning of 2024. Me and my partner DollyWhiskers lost somebody very important to us at the end of 2023 to cancer. It is how I remember them. It is a positive thing that we do, and I invite you now to type fuck cancer in chat. You will not be penalized by the auto mod in any way. It is just something that I ask everybody to do at each of the end of my streams. And in 2025, we will be fucking something else. And thank you for helping me do weird shit on the internet. I'm gonna find somebody to raid. If there's anybody who would like me to raid, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll just pick somebody off my list. Mo's just ending, otherwise I'd say then thank you. I was looking at Mo quite seriously then. That answers my own question. I'm going to raid Bluish Meteor, who are playing... They're doing a collab with playing Sketchy's Contract, which based off the time of year, I've got to assume that that's a horror stream. Oh yeah, that's a horror stream. I've just loaded in briefly to look at it. Okay, they're playing a Halloween stream, that's fair. Go and show them some community love. If you are subscribed, drop a raid emote on arrival. If you are unsubscribed, there are 3 separate raid messages in chat now, copy pastable, singularly, straightforwardly for mobile phone users. And I will be back tomorrow at some point, potentially for Mass Effect 3. If not, it'll be something completely. It'll be something different. I can't promise Mass Effect 3 right now because it's quite stressful, and by that time of the evening or early afternoon or whenever I go live, my energy might not be the best. But I will do my best for you to continue Mass Effect 3 as soon as possible. Oh, okay. We are going to raid Bluish Meteor. Though, are they wrapping up? Is that what's happening right now? No, they're wrapping up too. Okay, well, that list immediately changes. Luna Mirshan is playing Warhammer Bolt Gun. We'll just cycle through the list as quickly as humanly possible. Oh my god, there are so many people. See, now I'm lost. I can't find Luna either. What is happening right now? We'll go Luna Mirshan. Go show them all of the things that I mentioned just that second. Take care of yourselves in the next 24 hours. I will be back tomorrow at some point. I'm not sure when, I'm not sure for how long, but it will, you know, lots of sleep, lots of water I'm taking and drinking. I'm looking after myself, regardless of what people think I'm doing. And you should look after yourselves too. Sweet dreams.